Welcome to Mitchell Elementary ELF Center 2, Disappearing Acts. Center 2, Disappearing Acts for Camouflage, is going to be, it has an objective of to use camouflage to hide objects, experiencing how tricky it can be to see the outline of camouflaged objects. This is one of my very favorite centers for ELF, of all of ELF, because it's pretty cool. So we're going to explain that a habitat is a place where a plant or animal naturally or normally lives and grows. Many animals have patterns of colors on their bodies that allow them to blend in with the background of their specific habitat. These animals are hard to detect when they are holding still. We covered a lot of this in the introduction and conclusion. What works to camouflage an animal in its native habitat would often not work in another environment. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about this activity called I see spots. And you want to do this first because you want to have time for the paint to dry. So we're going to have the kids cut out a simple animal shape. And we'll have templates in here. Or they can make their own. But you want to see about how big they're going to be. They're going to cut these out. Then you're going to give them each a little paper plate. And you can reuse these if possible. And double-sided tape. Well, you can do that later. Okay, so you take your plate, you take your cutout animal. Again, for kindergarten, first grade, you maybe want to cut these out beforehand, give them a choice. Then we have white paint. So you pour a little white paint on a plate, and we have paint brushes. And you're going to dab your little animal to look like one of these. Then, once they're dry, it takes about 4 minutes if they don't have thick dabs. So you want to make them not thick dabs. Oh, I got a broken leg here. Anywho, so you take your little elf guys, and then you can use, once they're dry, double-sided tape and stick them to a popsicle stick. So then you can put these to the side if you like. That's probably the best way. And well, you're going to get them all excited, and they're going to talk about this in a few minutes. While these are drying, you're going to skip down to the next part of the outline. And we're going to talk about missing moths. So this is going to be a quick activity. And we have a little key card here. Let's see here. Oh, this is the key. Haha, missing moths on reverse. Okay, then on the side it says missing moths. Believe it or not, there are 10 newsprint moths, 2 zebra print moths, 2 pink moths, 3 blue moths, 2 purple moths, and 4 white moths. Did you find them? So depending on the age of the group, you're going to flash this newspaper open and see how many they can spot. And you maybe want to do this 2 or 3 times depending on your time. So the first time, you can maybe open it only for 3 seconds and you'll see what they see. We have it paper clipped to the right page. So you're going to open it up, let them see, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and close it. And ask them what they saw. And you don't really have to prepare them. You're going to tell them they're looking for moths. And of course, they're going to say, well, I saw a purple one and a pink one and blah, 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 blah. They might have luckily saw a zebra one in that short amount of time. But I'm guessing they did not see the newsprint one. Oopsie, sorry, it's wiggling. There we go. So again, you're going to want to do this a couple times to kind of show them how effective camouflage is. And these animals, these moths, are of course holding still. So maybe the next time you want to give them 10 minutes to look. So you'll open it up and see what ones they see. Some of the, here's another zebra one. Down here we have one that's kind of skewed. That's newsprint. So it's more easy to see because it doesn't blend in perfectly. It's a little off, but there's many of them that you'll have a hard time finding. Please make sure that the kids don't touch like I'm doing. Don't let them pull up the edges of these, as we want to make sure to keep this available for all the classes to enjoy. So you're going to talk about moths while your paint is drying, and you're going to say, well, how long would a pink moth survive in this habitat? That would surely be some easy pickings for a bird to fly by. So that's mostly the main discussion you're going to have with this. Then you're going to go back to I see spots on your outline, and your paint is hopefully dry. Now you've stuck your little guys to their stick, and we have this super fancy background. It's a little smeared. I'll try to make a fresh one. So what you're going to do is you're going to let the kid take their animal, slide it behind our protective sheet, and maybe cover up where their stick is. And you're going to have, maybe as a parent you'll have to hold this, but you're going to have them hold their creature and see if anyone can see it. If you're about 3 or 4 feet away, you can't really see it. Now look at what happens when you move it. It becomes very obvious where that animal is. However, it might be hard to see where its head or tail is. So you're going to demonstrate what it's like for the animal to hold still and what it's like for it to wiggle. And each kid could maybe do their own, or you could definitely do it for them to show how the holding still is an effective means. Because normally you see a creature like this, you're like, oh, a zebra, that stands out like a sore thumb. But if you put it in its environment, in its habitat, it's much harder to see. Okay, so that really covers what Center 2 is. It's going to be a busy center to let that paint dry. Make sure those dabs are very thin on your critters. And if you have younger kids, you want them to go ahead and cut out these things before. You'll have to use scissors from the classroom, or we might stick some in there too. But if you're looking for scissors, you might need those. That's it for Center 2. If you have any questions, please email us at mitchellelf@gmail.com. Thanks.